Idiots need experts. Experts don't need idiots. We need experts to help us idiots. To give us idiots expert running advice. Experts to help the idiots. Hey!
Alex, 300-mile ultra runner. Today, we are talking about your pre-race breakfast.
Pre-race breakfast.
So if it's an early morning race, I like Flaming Phoenix bars. Have you ever seen them?
Never seen them. What are they?
The bars but they look a little bit intimidating when you first get them because they're a fair sized bar, but they've got 552 calories in them. They've got 60 grams of carb, about 30 grams of protein, all in just packed in a bar. So
Wow.
you can smash that down because say you've got like a 6 a.m. start. The last thing you want is a huge breakfast. So I'll normally have one of those, get that 550 odd calories straight in the system, and normally a couple of the maple syrup, the capping gels, the protein bubble capping gels. So I have a couple of capping gels with a Flaming Phoenix bar, and that kind of sets me up, and then I just top up on it as I go.
Ben, Tough Mudder Ben. You have something special up your sleeve. What's your pre-race breakfast?
What's your pre-race go-to breakfast? What's a thing, or is there any weird morning rituals that you have before a race?
So I do have a weird morning ritual before a race. For me, it's McDonald's breakfast, double sausage egg muffin with a hash brown, and every race I've done with that breakfast has gone well. If I've tried a healthy option like porridge, granola, bananas, I always have a terrible event. So now it's fairly ingrained in me that I need my double sausage and egg McMuffin. When I went to World's Toughest Mudder in America, I tried to continue this sort of morning breakfast ritual and didn't realize that they dunk all their breakfasts in maple syrup. So I was trying to eat this maple syrupy, squidgy, wet, horrible mess that is an American McDonald's breakfast, and it's not the same.
Here, I'm wearing the jersey, Protein Rebel, maple syrup, get your carbs in.
Well, I was wild camping at the weekend, and I had literally just cracked the top of a tin of rice pudding and poured a Protein Rebel gel in the top and ate that for breakfast. There is a thing where they say that you should eat what you normally eat because your gut microbiome has adapted to your normal diet. So you should eat, which is why some people I'm a very much McDonald's breakfast before an event. My missus will meet me with a Domino's at one of the checkpoints and I'll have pizza.
Oh,
I eat these things all the time. That's day in, day out for me. So it's very much what my body's used to processing and chunking through. Whereas, it's not really used to healthy options.
Derek, the corn on the cob ultra runner. What's your special pre-race breakfast?
what do you eat before a race, and what is your morning routine? Is there anything you stick to?
Yes. With getting up early and a cup of coffee first thing. And then, I'm really fortunate that I don't really need that much time before I run. I can eat relatively close to the time. So I like to stick to my normal breakfast, which is scrambled eggs, beans, and toast.
I'm surprised on the beans there, Derek, that doesn't mess up the stomach at all.
You know what? I think beans, you can develop an immunity like iocane powder in The Princess Bride. I've spent years that they don't affect me that way, and whatever, they just go great with eggs, I think. And then it's that good carb, has some sugar in there too, with the sauce from it. And I don't know, it's just been the perfect breakfast for me. It's actually a UK kind of thing, right? More than an American.
Totally, we'd have a fry with soda bread, potato bread, bacon, beans, eggs, sausages, but maybe not before a race. Not before a race.
Traveling for breakfast, I just like toast, maybe toast, peanut butter, and a banana, like that kind of thing. And then try to drink a Gatorade too to get some electrolytes and sugar in me before.
Ashley, MS runs the US creator. What is your go-to pre-race food?
What is your go-to pre-run breakfast or fuel? or also any kind of ritual that gets you in the right tone for running?
I don't like to eat before I run. I eat right away once I start running, but I have an amino acid supplement and a vitamin mixed drink that I have in the morning. And I typically take that 30 minutes before I go work out. And so I don't have a before run or before workout food regimen. But if it's an endurance event, once I start moving, then I start consuming calories pretty consistently. Definitely real food calorie consumption is one of those things. I think most runners have rituals, even if it doesn't seem like it's a ritual. So I do kind of the same thing when I wake up in the morning, go to the bathroom, get my amino acids, get my drink. I meditate. I get dressed, obviously brush my teeth. And when I put my shoes on, I like to tie the laces and just wiggle my toes a little bit, kind of test the tie. And that's kind of the whole scope of my ritual. There's nothing very specific about it, but it is pretty typically the same routine all the time.
Joe, the Greek ultra runner. What are you eating for pre-race breakfast?
What do you eat before you go for a race or a run? What's your ritual, your pre-race breakfast?
Definitely coffee. We're starting our day with coffee. Before every race or even a training or a long run, I'm going to drink a coffee. Okay, like I'm always getting up 2 hours earlier, so I have my time. I can't go like from the bed and put my shoes on and go. No. And breakfast carbs, simple carbs, like maybe a bar or a slice of bread with honey, or not so much peanut butter because it's too heavy for me, but also peanut butter, which is fine because it's a good fat. And then during my run, some gels or actually gummies, not gels, gummies. I love them. I love them. And they're incredible products out there. I mean, we're so lucky now. We're so lucky. I mean, all this nutrition and supplements, they're amazing. They have amazing products. Yeah. So that's my my breakfast. I mean, simple things.
Yeah.
Nick, the running coach. What's your go-to breakfast?
What's your go-to race breakfast or something that just set your body up for that run or that race?
So I answer this question differently based on the event that you are, actually running. So for me in a marathon, for example, I'll eat a very specific breakfast of 2 slices of bread, banana and honey. And I will do that 2 hours before the race start. And I know that I can digest that and it's sits in my stomach well. It's tried and tested. You could argue all sorts of things about, maybe not being nutritionally balanced, and I'd completely agree. But at the end of the day, you need something that you're used to and that settles into your stomach. However, for something like what you guys are looking to run, you're not going to be going out and running sub 6 minute mile pace, from the gun. You've got time to digest your food. So I actually would be looking to have, as well as those quickly, rapidly digestible carbohydrates, I think it is completely fair enough to add some fats and proteins and into your breakfast. So, you could look at adding, nuts and seeds and maybe, fruit and chia seeds, things like that, just to try and actually add some higher quality nutrition, because you're not looking at what's going to happen over the next 2.5 or 3 hours. You're looking at what's going to be happening day after day after day. So you're going to be fighting muscle breakdown, and you are going to be burning through quite a lot of fat stores. So I think you can afford to go a little bit more traditional, normal human being breakfast, and not pure running breakfast for that multi-day thing. Because I think if you neglect some of your your food types, you could end up actually breaking down a bit more quickly. So your stomach, you're not, as I say, you're not running fast, so your stomach won't be starved of its blood flow too much, which is what happens to you when you're really racing fast. All your blood is going to your working muscles, but your gut and your stomach and your digestive tract will get a bit more blood when you get a bit slower. So I think a mix of still mostly carbohydrate based, I would say. But I think you can afford to add a few fats and proteins and maybe a little bit of fiber in there as well.
Sammy, the elite pathfinder. What is your pre-race breakfast fuel?
Pre-race breakfast or any rituals you have?
I eat what do you call it? I'm trying to rice pudding with like mixed fruit. So it's always quite handy as well because you can get it anywhere. You can carry it in a tin of rice pudding and a tin of mixed fruit. Obviously, I don't put all the fruit in, but like the full tin of rice pudding would be like, that's what I would get in me for about 2 years or so before I would start a race.
Isaac, ultra marathon runner. Coffee? Cereal? What's your pre-race breakfast?
What's your go-to breakfast?
I usually go with just a coffee. I'm ignorant. I like to be ignorant. I feel like if I am joyfully running my morning run on an empty stomach, why do I need to change that? I'm still in the schmuck elite category. I'm the second group behind the Harvey Lewises and Jim Walmsley and these people. I prefer to be training how I want. Harvey would say, you gotta eat something to train yourself to digest. He's right, but I don't feel like eating anything. So I'm not good with nutrition.
Jerry, the Irish coastal runner. What's your pre-race breakfast?
What is your pre-race breakfast, your morning breakfast? What do you wake up and have before you go on these runs?
Cereal, and a bit of fruit, a banana, of course. I probably have a fairly decent breakfast, or a cup of tea and toast or something like that. So I do, because I'm not, it's not a sprint. So it doesn't really, I can have a fairly decent breakfast in the morning, but I usually kind of take the banana with me maybe and have it after about an hour or two,
So there you have it. Coffee wins, tea shows up, McDonald's somehow counts as fuel, bars get a mention, and some people are still running on absolutely nothing. Next episode, how do you deal with the jet lag?